He mocked me for loving Queen. He stole my games. So I mailed him something that made his mother cry, his father explode, and left him grounded for weeks, all because of a single fake letter. If you've ever been betrayed by someone who acted like a friend just to take advantage of you, buckle up. This story is the definition of sweet, calculated revenge. Hit that like button, subscribe, and prepare yourself, because you're about to hear how a fake letter triggered total social chaos and made justice feel so sweet. This happened a long time ago. I'm talking mid-90s, back when PC gaming was more underground than mainstream. Floppy disks ruled the earth, and the internet? Yeah, it was barely a thing. If you wanted the newest game, you had to know someone who knew someone, or spend real money importing stuff from abroad. That's what me and my best friend did. We were just two teen nerds obsessed with games like Doom 2, The Settlers, and Monkey Island. Importing was expensive, but we'd trade with each other to keep costs down. Sometimes we even managed to crack the copy protection, which was a whole other level of skill back then. Enter the new kid. Let's call him Brian. Brian joined our class out of nowhere, loud, cocky, and full of himself. But he had one thing that caught our attention. He claimed his uncle had tons of games, dozens we hadn't even seen before. The titles alone made our mouths water. So we did what any desperate gamer in the 90s would do. We tried to trade. We handed him our most valuable discs, originals, imports, everything we had. In return, he gave us corrupted floppies, games that didn't even boot, files missing, copy protection nowhere to be found. And when he did return a disc, it was scratched, dirty, and totally unusable. But the worst part, this didn't happen once. It happened again, and again, and again. Weeks turned into months. We gave, he took, and by the end of it, we had nothing to show for it. 0 working games. Meanwhile, he was walking around like the king of the hill with our collection in his backpack. And he wasn't subtle about it. I remember one lunch break. He pulled out a copy of Monkey Island that I had imported, laughing and showing off a cool new part I hadn't even reached yet, because I no longer had the disc. It felt like being robbed. But worse, because I handed him the keys myself. Now, I want to say we let it slide, that we were the bigger people, but we were teenagers, angry, humiliated teenagers, and we wanted revenge. To make things worse, Brian was proudly homophobic. Anytime I wore a Queen t-shirt, which I did a lot because I was a huge Freddie Mercury fan, he'd make these snide little comments. Oh, you like that gay band? Or, you know Freddie died of AIDS, right? Stuff that, even back then, felt gross. Like, way out of line. It was petty. It was cruel. And it stuck. Then one day, opportunity struck, in the most unexpected form. Our school organized an educational trip to an AIDS awareness event hosted by a nonprofit foundation. Pretty standard stuff. They gave talks about safe sex, passed out brochures about homosexuality and AIDS, and even offered free condoms with the foundation's logo. Most students either tossed them or laughed nervously. But me and my best friend, we grabbed a handful of everything, not because we were eager students, but because an idea was forming. See, Brian's family was ultra-conservative. His mother was the type to clutch her rosary at the mention of evolution. His father, let's just say tolerance wasn't his strong suit. And we suddenly realized, what if the most humiliating thing we could do to Brian was make his own parents think he was gay? Now you have to remember, this was the 90s. Email wasn't common, but what we did have was an inkjet printer. And teenage creativity, we crafted a letter, not handwritten, professional, clean, printed on quality paper. It looked like it came straight from the AIDS Foundation. We used their logo from one of the flyers. We even copied their writing tone. The letter read, "Dear Brian, thank you for your letter. We understand it's difficult being open about your sexuality, especially after attending our event. Please find enclosed some resources to help you explore these feelings, as well as some condoms. Remember, always practice safe sex." We included all the flyers we'd collected and tossed in the free condoms for good measure. And then we addressed the envelope to Mr. Bryan's last name because we wanted his dad to open it first. And we mailed it. No return address, no fingerprints, just precision. We expected a reaction, but we did not expect this. His mom, according to the whispers going around school, was seen crying on their front porch. His dad, furious, red-faced, shouting. Bryan, grounded for weeks. He didn't just get yelled at. His parents apparently took the letter seriously. They believed it. They thought he was secretly gay, that he'd reached out to a foundation for help, that he was keeping it all a secret from them. The fallout was nuclear. We played dumb for the first few days, casually asking him if anything weird happened in the mail. Fishing, prodding, and you could see it on his face, the confusion, the fear. Eventually, he pieced it together. We confessed, not because we had to, but because he looked us in the eyes and said, "You did this, didn't you?" The moment was delicious. He ratted us out to the school. We got hauled into the principal's office with his parents present, and we had to explain everything. Was it uncomfortable? Absolutely. Was it worth it? Hell yes. Looking back now, 30 years later, I'm not saying it was the most mature thing we ever did, but we didn't just get payback. We taught a lying, backstabbing, bigoted jerk what it felt like to be vulnerable and exposed. Was it petty? Sure, but it was justified. And to this day, I have zero regrets. If this story gave you chills, or made you laugh at how far teenage revenge can go, hit that like button and subscribe for more. And tell us in the comments, what's the most savage, satisfying revenge you've ever seen?